Oh, look at the Great Exchange. Snow, ice, presents means one thing. It must be time for Christmas 2017, so let's have a look. Alright, first thing you want to do is you want to go to the north of the Great Exchange Hub and talk to the Snow Queen. Ice Queen, Snow Queen, Queen of Snow, that's the one. Have a chat with her, go through some dialogue, and she'll have you chat to 3 other NPCs, which will be Aubrey, Doc, and Aura, I think I'm saying that right, of Fairweather, the summoning lady, which are all near her, so run through the Queen's dialogue and then have a chat with those people. I suggest don't buy a red berry pie because you do need one, but make one because it'll cost you up to 50k. You also need 100 pale energy, 10 essence and 12 raw lobs. Accept the quest, and when you got the items you don't have to do much except for chat with them, and then you're on your way. Now I'm not going to show you the rewards here, I'm going to spoil that. We're going to leave that one, you can work that out for yourself. We're just going to show you how to get to the point where you get the rewards, and then we're going to cut it with a spoiler at the end, so you will get a warning. So have a chat with Orla. I don't know how to pronounce it, but have a chat with her, and then have a chat with Doc in the middle, and this will unlock. You have 3 people that you need to chat with to find out about Santa, and you'll unlock 1, 2 and 3, and then you'll go back to the Snow Queen. And the final person to have a chat with would be Aubrey. And once you've had a chat with him and you've got the 3 out of 3 people to talk to, you can proceed back to the Snow Queen and find out where you need to go from there. Now once you've spoken to those 3, you go back and talk to the Queen of Snow. She will tell you to go talk to Thurgo the dwarf, which is south of Remington on the peninsula. There's, you know him from quests. He loves red berry pie. You're going to need a red berry pie to talk to him. If you're going to buy one from the Green Exchange, it's going to cost you up to 50,000. Because people are selling them like crazy at the moment. So I'd suggest making one, or if you don't care about the cost, throw 50k at one and off you go. Head yourself over to Port Sarah and Lodestone, and then run southwest down the peninsula to Thurgo. But chat with him, he smells the pie, and you'll swap the pie for some information on Santa. Now, of course, the information he gives you is going to lead you somewhere else. It's going to lead you back to the Lodestone at Port Sarum, and just slightly to your northwest to the Black Dragon Queen Lair, the Queen Black Dragon Lair, however you want to say it. So head in there, and you'll get an automatic cutscene where you'll talk to nobody because they're all dead. No, just kidding. You'll get this cutscene where you've got to go and investigate this sleigh. So you want to have a look around. There's not much you can do. What you want to do is actually click on the sleigh to investigate it, which will in turn wake the Queen Black Dragon up, because she's asleep if you can't hear that. She's snoring. But we want to wake her up. But don't worry, you're not going to get attacked. I'm going to examine Rudolph's ashes for a quick little giggle, and there she is, she's awake. Okay. The character will automatically walk up, blow her a kiss, and then proceed to be swallowed by her. And ew, yuck, inside the Queen's belly, there's Santa Claus. Or Santa is trapped inside, I don't know, some sort of bubbling thing. I don't know what it's meant to be, but you've got to free him from that, so go through some more dialogue. Your character will again automatically go into a cutscene where he frees Santa. There's not much interaction in these cutscenes actually, like it's just cutscene after cutscene with some dialogue in between. I think they've made it really easy this year, which isn't too bad, makes it easier for you guys. And there we go. Now that you're out, Santa Claus wants you to retrieve Rudolph's ashes, so you pick them up, you'll give them to him, and then you'll automatically be teleported to the Grand Exchange. Okay, once you're back, have a quick chat to Santa, finish off his dialogue, and then we'll go chat to some other people. We're going to chat to Aubrey. So finish with Santa, we're going to chat to Aubrey. He's going to want you to channel the energy from the rift, so he's going to tell you some stuff about the rift, and then you just have to repeat to him the right phrase. It's pretty easy to remember that they are a dangerous object, the things that he's talking about, and that you've got to channel 15 of them. And then you'll proceed to channel energy to the rift till you charge it 100%. Once it's charged 100%, he will then talk to you again and ask you to start channeling it to get the anomalies out and trap the anomalies, and then you'll proceed to go ahead and do that. Now once you've done that and you've trapped 15 anomalies, you go back to talk to Aubrey again, and he will then talk to you about using the rift to channel energy onto the gnome child or the clockwork. And what you will do there is join him in channeling the energy onto the clockwork device or the clockwork child. As you can see, the energy is being channeled, and pre-spoiler, it doesn't work. So you'll have to go then to the other people and use their ideas on how to turn the clockwork into a real child. I think we need Papa Giuseppe, to be honest. Alright, so moving along, next we'll talk to Doc about his machine, and he'll get us to repair the machine while he just does something to do with the energy with it. He doesn't actually do anything, he just stands there. When you hear that bam sound, you have to go to the control panel and adjust the control panel. He'll tell you good work, and then you're ready to try channeling the energy onto the child. No, not the child, because you get suckered into doing it on yourself. But it's all good. Do it on yourself, the test seems okay and safe, and then you will do it on the clockwork child. Once again, you'll find that this does not work either, so you will need to then go and talk to Orla. I don't know how to say her name, I really don't. Orla Fairweather. Orla Fairweather. And she will ask you to take 12 lobsters into the Caridian Desert, near where the desert strike worms are that you do for Slayer, and trade them with a Menophyte smuggler, I think it is, for a big obelisk that you have to bring back and use to try and attempt to turn the child into a human child. So just go through the dialogue with the smuggler, and Orla Fairweather will teleport you along with the obelisk that you've just traded the lobsters for back to the Grand Exchange to use in an attempt to transfer the clockwork child into a real child. Look at that imp, should have caught that. Okay, so back at the Grand Exchange, you would talk to Orla again, and she will need you to charge the obelisk. So you've got to charge it, and if you can see in the top middle of the screen, there's a balance arrow. You need to keep that pointed towards the middle, so just by clicking left, or click a couple of times if you need to, or clicking right if it's on the other side, just keep that balanced until you hit 100%. It's not very hard to do, it was very, very easy, and I'd be very surprised if you messed it up, because I didn't even pay attention to it at first, and I didn't see the balance arrow for about 30-40 seconds. And then I was like, oh, there it is. So do that, have a chat with Orla again, and she'll ask you, are you ready to use it on the clockwork child. And surprise, surprise, did not work. So what to do next? Well, you've got to have a chat with Santa Claus, and then Aubrey will interrupt, and he will suggest that maybe just talking to the Phoenix, that the Phoenix can use the reborn spell or the rebirthing ritual to rebirth Rudolph. So now we've forgotten about the clockwork child, we realise that it's not happening, it's not going to work. So now it's time to deal with Rudolph's ashes, because we can't have Christmas with Rudolph in ashes. So off to see the Phoenix. Now to start this cutscene, all you're going to do is just walk up and click on Santa, and it will start the cutscene of people talking. And what Santa's going to do is he's going to get Rudolph's ashes, and he's going to place them in the Phoenix, and ask the Phoenix if he can use his magical birthing abilities to bring Rudolph back. And, well, let's just say we know it's going to work, because it's Christmas, it's Santa, and it's Rudolph. Come on, Rudolph has to come back. So, uses the ashes with the Phoenix, which is all in cutscene. You just have to proceed through dialogue. And we have Rudolph. But wait, I have a fiery little version of Rudolph with flame wings and big bright red nose, which is pretty cool. I'll talk to Santa again, and then Rudolph will interact, and he can fly. Definitely Rudolph. Okay, so now's the time. Santa suggests to the Phoenix that maybe we could use this on the clockwork child to see if we can get the life into the clockwork child. Phoenix obliges, but guess what? Yep, you got it. Nothing happens. Doesn't work. Well, you can't say we didn't try. That's the main thing, I guess, is that we tried. Just didn't succeed. So, we're off back to the Grand Exchange. Once we're there, we're going to have another chat with Santa. Aubrey's going to kick in, everyone's going to have something to say, and we're going to try to use all machines at the same time on the Clockwork Gnome Child, to possibly bring him to life. Will he succeed? This is the last dying chance. He's either going to be Clockwork or he's going to be a real boy. Now we are coming up to the part where I am going to put a spoiler screen up, and if you don't want to know what the rewards for it are, then I suggest you stop the video at the spoiler screen and you go and do the quest yourself, and then you learn the rewards an old-fashioned way. So here's the spoiler screen. If you don't know what they are, turn it off right now. If you don't care and you want to see what they are, continue watching. And here we go. So last chance. That's all three at once. What are we going to get? We spent hours collecting little clockwork pieces to make this guy. Are we going to get a real child out of it to follow us around on RuneScape? Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a real child to follow us around on RuneScape. It is our follower, it is our pet. It's in our pet tab. Let's talk to Santa again, tell him the good news. Santa, he's a real boy. We got someone cool to follow us around. Go through this dialogue. Thank you, yep, thank you buddy, good on ya. Yeah, first Christmas as a real boy. Wait, Santa pulled the bait and switch. We get the Rudolph, not the boy. No!